That means you're a bad friend. I'll say that again for the recording. That makes you a bad friend.
Listen, Toker, I don't want to argue about this while we're recording.
Let's air all the shit out.
I just need Mahogany to talk because Frank said that Terrence was a bad friend. Terrence responded, Jeff laughed, and Mahogany's been quiet the whole time.
The whole time.
There it is.
Ah, gotcha.
There's no way that you actually believe that we all sound the same, Terrence.
I don't believe you all sound the same.
You can't believe we all sound the same, Terrence.
Who said that?
Yes.
You can't believe we all sound the same.
The only voice I can differentiate on the other show is Kevin.
It's because it's so loud.
It's distinctly loud.
Emphasis on the stink.
Hey. Good one, Mahogany. Anyway, let's go.
I don't know why she's always so mean to Kevin.
I'm married to a person that thinks Kevin should be rolled down a hill into a pile of dynamite, so
That's intense.
Every time I bring him up, Jesse looks like if he had throwing knives, he would throw them all the way across the world to hit Kevin.
Well, shame.
I think they've both held the same grudge about that one goddamn bugbear.
Oh, okay.
Pathfinder PvP, more detrimental to friendships than Munchkin.
Yeah, I hope you keep that in mind for the next time we record that.
Oh, no, that's happening. Check out our main show if you haven't been caught up. They're probably going to be doing PvP in season 3, and it's all Noob's fault.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be a shame killing Noob.
It's going to be quite the shame, but it's gonna...
Especially
where he's
since
going to put it.
that means I have to impersonate him for the rest of the fucking adventure.
I was so thrown off by that after that night that I told my boss about it the next day.
My friend who sucks was actually roleplay.
It about fucking games. He doesn't know anything about what I do off my job, but I just was like, look, let me tell you what the situation was. And I broke it down, and he just kind of looked at me and let me talk for 10 minutes while we waited for the Navy boys to finish muster. Because I had a captive audience. He wasn't getting away.
My favorite thing to do is when somebody starts talking to me about sports that I don't watch any of, and I say I don't watch sports, but then they continue to talk to me about sports, I eventually just start talking to them about our Pathfinder games. And when they give me the same look I've been giving them, I go, see how it feels?
Yeah.
This is what you're doing to people.
Yeah, don't do that to me again, please. I can definitely spout off more random weapon stats that mean as much to me as your player stats mean to you. Okay, so let's just not talk to each other about that stuff.
People who can memorize sports stats always freak me out because that's a lot of very similar numbers.
It depends on, I don't know, if it's in any way important to you. Like when I played fantasy football, I would remember shit that would be otherwise unimportant, but it was the difference between me winning or losing a game. So I'm gonna remember that. But otherwise, yeah.
Well, now I feel lied to because you joined our group initially saying you'd never played a fantasy game before, and
oh yeah, I
you were
forgot.
a fibber.
I had Gandalf on my team, and fucking Golem was the shit.
I appreciate the effort to save yourself in this nerdy community, Mahogany, but that didn't work.
Strider.
It's a shame we don't have a real Blood Bowl. I'd probably watch that.
Oh no, that's horrible.
No, it's the Games Workshop Blood Bowl, where it's like orcs versus elves, but it's football.
Yeah,
undead versus.
Now, see, that would be the perfect commercials, but and the Super Bowl instead of those cuddly little dogs. from the Budweiser thing.
The puppy bowl is adorable.
The Blood Bowl.
Blood Bowl, orcs versus elves.
They are Games Workshop and some company are putting out a game that I'm kind of interested in. Space Marines finally getting a sequel, which is arguably one of the better 40K games to come out in the past decade. But the Speed Freaks was a orcs like vehicle expansion that they came out with for the actual tabletop game, where it was like all these different, like the Boom Deck of Snaz Wagon and fucking just weird orc buggies that like throw squig hogs at people and shit. They're coming out with a video game that looks like it's Twisted Metal meets orcs in 40K. And I was like, ooh, that seems like that would be a lot of fun. And then it said free to play online. And I was like, oh, God damn it. I'll play it for 20 minutes and then probably never touch it again.
Free to play on. Why does free to play online upset you? Is it
Because it means it'll just be me versus people who are all on the same level the first day. And then I'll go to work the next day. And when I come back, they have played the whole 24 hours and I'll be garbage.
I thought it would keep you in the low tier until you get better. Like,
I don't know.
I thought that's how those games work.
That's the way those games are supposed to work, but it very, very rarely actually goes that way.
Yeah, especially when it first, like in first release and stuff like that. Like people are wild.
There's always a moment like when For Honor came out where it was like knights versus samurais and stuff, and it was a big multiplayer battle hack and slash. I always did decent in the matches, and then I stopped playing for a few weeks to play something else, and I was like, oh, let me get back in there and see how that's doing, and I was just like garbage, and I was like, I'm not just gonna get my ass kicked after work every day for a week to get good at this game again.
Jesse's like actually really good at the kind of video games he loves. He loves those like team shooter kind of whatchamacallit games. He spends a lot of time like fucking basically supporting his less good friends by boosting them some. I don't know anything about these fucking games at all. He basically just spends a lot of time doing a lot of the hard work for other people. I'm like, oh, I'm subsidizing a twink camp. Great.
He might could find a way to make money doing that.
Well,
there's losers out there that'll pay somebody to make them better at a video game.
I don't know. I think he treats it like an art. Like he feels like if he did it for money, it would cheapen it.
It would actually add monetary value to it, though. But, whatever. I had a buddy of mine when we were playing World of Warcraft. He paid a gold farmer to get him up to level 15, basically to get him out of Stranglethorn Valley. He just paid some dude $50 to get him level appropriate to move on in the game. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know. I thought that was like illegal, or rather, it would get you kicked off the game.
Yeah, buying gold is not sanctioned at all.
But buying levels apparently is perfectly fine if you're buying it from them. Like just sign up, you'll get a free level blah character. I'm like,
I mean, you're not supposed to do it.
No, they have it in their own system. You can just buy a max level character.
Oh yeah, you can do it from them, but you're not supposed to share your password with anybody else to get them to level you up. But speaking of leveling up, we got a long way to go to level up in this game. Perfect segue.
Oh my gosh. You guys distracted me so much. I forgot to do a commercial for this episode. Now I feel bad.
How about the car chase soundtrack on CD? Now that's what I call car chase music.
I'll let one of you guys do one off the cuff before I start. Go ahead.
Now that's what I call car chase music. All your favorite hits. Highway Star by Deep Purple. I Can't Drive 55 by Sammy Hagar. Cars by Fear Factory. All the classic hits from the early turn of the century. Brought to you in handy compact disc form. You could also stream it, but come on, you're better than that. Get all your car chase classics like Fast Car by Tracy Chapman. Riding Along in My Automobile by Chuck Berry. And I'm on the Road Again by Willie Nelson, and much more. All coming to you from the
Raiders of the
Classic
Lark.
Music Association.
And Raiders of the Lark 2.0. Let's get going.
No. Sorry, you said off the cuff, and I just kind of rambled there.
No, yeah, you were
that was a ramble. And I was like, that's not future at all. But then maybe, you know, how vinyl's a big thing again, or has been for a few years.
More precious than gold. It's a rare
Starfinder era. It's going to be, you know, compact disc. Or,
that's what I was going for. That compact disc was like the hipster version of vinyl in the future. You could stream it, but you're better than that.
on cassette tape.
Yeah. On double-sided 8-track.
Hear it in its original format.
Yeah.
Arguably the worst.
I was reminded the other day about the brief stint that it was the UMD, was it UMDs or UHF or whatever? The PlayStation Portable had those little tiny game discs that were in the white cartridge.
Not MP3s.
No. That's
no, they were like mini discs. They were.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I never knew what they were called.
I hated that I didn't lose. My PlayStation Portable got stolen. And what's funny is that actually they stole the Ultra Media. It was a UMD Ultra Media disc.
Huh.
It was real tiny.
It's very Johnny Mnemonic.
Yeah, it's like they thought that was going to be the next thing, and then obviously streaming and fucking all that took over. You're not going to find a lot of new hard media type stuff coming out like that. But it's funny. What's funny is I got in the car the next morning after drinking in Columbia, and somebody stole my radio, and I went, fucking losers, that radio doesn't work. And I got about halfway back to Charleston before I went, oh no, my PlayStation Portable and all the games, plus a bunch that I'd borrowed from Kevin, are in the back seat, and they're not anymore. And then I got really sad.
That's a thorough robber right there. Some people just snatch and grab. That was a snatch. Look around to make sure there's more to grab, then grab.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like they had my aesthetics of searching for treasure.
Just take it all.
They opened up their loot bag and just started swiping it all in.
Yeah, big arm sweeps. Yeah.
Yeah, here they are. See, they're little tiny discs, but they had a little case over them.
Yeah.
I always thought they looked cool.
Yeah.
So I just call them mini discs.
Yeah, UMDs.
I don't know why.
UMD makes them sound like a birth control device. I don't know why.
They're at least better than Laserdisc.
Yeah, they were the same size as the first Game Boy cartridges. Like they were tiny.
They probably could hold as much as a laser disc, given the difference between
the time frames.
The time frames. Though I do like looking at laser discs. Like you just whip them out like they're a fucking long play album.
I remember when I first started working at Walmart, and this is back in the day, and they actually had a big Laserdisc player that was kind of on display. They were trying to sell it. And I'm going, how are you going to sell something like this if no one ever sees what it looks like? So we actually put there was some kind of video, like some movie. I'm like, let's put this on the big screen. It looked good.
Yeah. But
it's like, how are you going to sell a Laserdisc player when we don't even carry the Laserdisc?
I think I've seen like one or two laser discs in person once, and that was in my brief period when I was in college. Like the film class I was in, like, oh, here, let me show you this movie. You guys are gonna love it, and it's gonna be part of the test. And then he whips out this laser disc player.
The first time I ever watched The Empire Strikes Back, well, the first half of The Empire Strikes Back was on Laserdisc that my uncle had bought. He was the uncle that had to get all the best stuff as soon as it came out. And
So society can't progress without people like him.
I agreed. But we watched the first half, and then he flipped it over, and it was all scratched to shit, so we couldn't watch the second half.
Without people willing to buy the worst version of something that comes out first, there's no progression.
Yeah, for me, Laserdisc, first time, only thing I've ever watched Laserdisc was like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and that was at a family friend's. He had a car stereo business, and he had a really pimped out like media room for people to wait in while their cars were getting needlessly upgraded sound equipment. And yeah, you sit in there and watch cool shit. And I watched Indiana Jones Temple of Doom, giant tube television with a laser disc.
That probably didn't help the quality, honestly.
Yeah, tube TVs. That was all you could get back then. You had to have a moving team bring it into your house when they were so big, because it's
Like, I don't know if you watched one of those old TVs. Like it's very hard to look at now. Like you can see every fucking like scan line and shit. Like it's just wow. Everything's so fuzzy and.
What's funny about those old tube TVs is that they still work.
Yep.
Well, there is.
When I was in college, my roommate's wealthier parents gave us a rear projection TV that was 85 inches. I mean, it was massive, and we couldn't figure out how to watch it all because you had to look straight on directly at it. You couldn't watch it from any angle because it was rear projection, so you couldn't see shit. So we took both of our couches and built a platform for the couch in the back. So we basically had stadium seating for our couches. And that's how we watched the TV.
Oh my God.
That's a pretty cool idea, actually. Though.
It was dope, though, man. I could be reading a book on one couch sprawled out and 3 people watching TV in the front couch. It was great.
I hate to be on the lower couch if somebody above you was like gassy. It just sort of flows down.
Oh, no.
I leaned up to put my plate on the table the other day and involuntarily farted, and it made me laugh for days. Bodies are funny. Yeah, it would come up periodically, You try to think what fun happened this week, and that moment of just leaning up with the plate and just farting, not trying to, not knowing you had to, it just happened. And then slowly looking over to see Mahogany there, still trying to enjoy her meal when I've just flooded the room with the smell of my insides.
Hot booty air.
Hot booty air.
Hot booty air.
Doo-doo air. All right. Back to the thing. We're doing the thing. Although I might be
Did give you time to come up with a better commercial?
No, honestly, I might be a little too bombed to be doing this at all, but let me see.
Oh, good. Hooray.
It's very rare that I get this way while DMing anymore. Come on. Cut me some slack, would you?
I'm not supporting that lie.
At all.
What? What? That's what?
Look, you normally, all right, I'll give you credit. You said before we started recording the last episode, I got to go grab a drink. And you say that before every episode. And normally you come back with a drink, but this time you came back with like cradling the bottle and the mixing cup.
He's in it to win it.
It's a holiday weekend, and I am trying to enjoy said holiday weekend, even though it's a holiday that, is supposed to be, I guess, somber. I don't know. Are we celebrating the live troops or the dead troops this year?
It's Memorial Day.
Oh, it's the dead troops.
It's the dead troops.
I'm having a libation for the fallen Several libations for the fall.
Well, we told you to pour one out for your homies. We didn't mean into your gullet.
I don't think I actually know anybody that was in the military.
Really?
Really?
I mean, besides Jeff and my cousin
I was about to say,
and that other guy. Oh, and okay, I know quite a few people that were in the military, but they're not dead. So this isn't about them.
dead inside.
You know, my grandfather on my dad's side was in the military, and I remember my cousin Bill saying something along the lines of when he was thinking about joining the military, our grandfather said, "I did enough for this country to last us generations. Please go do something else."
Nice.
My
Yeah,
brother
my
spent
dad-
18 oh, go ahead.
Oh, good.
My brother spent 18 years in the military, and when he was getting out of boot camp, he wrote me a letter and told me that if I ever joined the military, he would beat my ass into a coma.
Jesus Christ.
So I tried to join the Navy, but I was just too large. BMI wise.
Yeah, too
BMI
straight for the
wise.
Navy. Am I right, Marines? Am I right?
I can't believe that, Frakes, because they took me in the Army.
When?
The 90s, right?
95, around 95, 96.
Yeah,
And-
see, I tried to join 4 years after 9/11, and I guess they had just had an influx of patriotic youngins, and I was on the cusp of too old, but I didn't know what else to do with myself, so I was like, man, maybe I'll just join the military now.
I thought about the military when I was younger, but then I looked at my dad. I asked my dad about it. One of the few things I ever asked my dad about anything. And he's like, he seemed real unenthusiastic about it. And it took me a long time to realize what it was. Like, there's only one person in the world I know that hates authority more than me, and it's my fucking dad.
Well,
He just loathes it. Loathes the very idea.
I actually enjoyed it. And that's kind of weird because the biggest thing with the military is you got to understand it's a game. When you go to boot camp, they're assholes. They're supposed to be assholes. But you think about it like this. They can't kill you. You know what? They can just make you do, they're like, oh, drop and give me 50. Okay. I'll drop and give you as much as I can, but I ain't gonna give you 50. Good luck. You can only squeeze so much out of this worn out body, and it was kind of like, do what you want to do. And it was it was really funny because the drill sergeants, you realized after a while, after you got, like, especially once you've been there for a while, you start talking to them and they weren't really that bad. They talk to you for, like, for real, after you'd been there for a couple weeks and stuff, and they realized you've already caught on to what this is. This is a game. And that's what it was to them. It was a game. So they're not trying to kill you or anything. They're trying to make you tougher, trying to get rid of all your quote unquote weaknesses out of the way. But it really wasn't that bad.
If they only knew that one day, Jeff, you would sit around rolling dice with a bunch of nerds.
Oh, I did it while I was in the military.
Yeah, no,
sure.
that's a big part of military culture. Apparently, that nobody talks about is fucking tabletop gaming.
Oh yeah.
What else are you going to do when you're deployed?
I worked with a guy who was he was Navy and spent a lot of time at sea, and he was like, "Oh, dude, D&D was like, you're on a fucking boat for months, a bunch of dudes. What are you gonna do?"
I bet it's super easy to cheat with your dice on a boat. You're like, oh no,
Oh,
the rocket. I don't know the waves.
But now my brother joined he did the Air National Guard, and he played it. He's the same thing Jeff's talking about. He played it like a system. He said he was going to do guard, then went full time, basically. So he started off making more money.
Oh.
And then he tells everybody the same. This is how you make money in the military. This is how you do it for money.
Start as like the civilian defense force, and then get into the actual military.
Well, no, if you go the way he described it, I don't know if they still do it this way. If you're like, I'm going to go full Air Force, they start you off at like E1. But if you're like, I'm going to go Air National Guard, they start you off at like E3 or 4 or something, which is a higher pay rate. But they're only expecting you to be there 1 week in a month, 2 weeks a year. But then after boot camp, you're like, yeah, I'm going to sign up for full service. They don't demote you.
Oh.
They keep you at that same rate of pay, but now you're there more.
See, Jeff, how did you not know how to min-max that? I swear to God.
I did min-max it.
Oh.
I actually got in went in as an E3 because I already had college.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. ROTC, right?
No, I wasn't ROTC.
Oh,
I just had college.
Oh.
And that let me actually get in at a higher rate. Yeah, because you got to remember now, when I went in was after they went in Iraq.
Yeah, after the first Gulf War.
Well, after Desert Storm.
Yeah.
So we were actually like, it was still considered wartime. It was kind of weird because it wasn't wartime, but you got special privilege. You got special bonuses for signing up when I signed up because of the Iraq Desert Storm.
Huh.
So even though it'd been over with like for 3 or 4 years or something like that, but neither here nor there. Let's play the game.
Okay, sorry. Oh, yeah, I thought you were talking to me. Were you talking to me?
The military service. Let's service the military. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God. How many of these have I had today? All right, anyway.
It's been a lot if you're laughing at that shit.
It's true. I'm easily entertained once a certain level of inebriation has occurred. However, I can be... Go on.
I'm officially sore from playing Beat Saber. My whole body is... My whole upper body is sore.
You've been there playing Beat Saber the whole time we've been having guided conversations about.
I'm like, why does it hurt sitting still right now? It's because my whole upper body is sore from playing Beat Saber the last few days. Yeah.
Is that the 3D virtual what's-it game?
Mm-hmm. 3D virtual what's-its. Slicing and dicing.
Still sick from the virtual?
Yeah, I can't still. I can play Beat Saber, but any game that requires you to move around in a virtual world gives me motion sickness.
You have to actually like stand up and move around while you're playing those games, or?
Yeah, I mean,
kind of, yeah.
Supposed to.
Within a very finite area, yeah.
So that's like anathema to any reason I'd ever play a video game. Like getting up and moving around sounds like the worst gaming experience of my life.
The fact that you get sick during VR makes me think that if this were Shadowrun, you would be a shaman because they can't do Matrix runs.
Apparently, it's not very uncommon what I go through, and there's a lot, like they say, blow a fan on your face, eat ginger helps with the nausea before you game. Play in like small breaks, like once you feel yourself get, just take it off. Some people try to power through it, but that only makes it worse. And then if I had $8,000 to drop on the walkabout treadmill VR experience, apparently that's a big help, because then if my body is actually walking with the character, my brain won't get confused and say, why the fuck is your brain moving and your body's not?
Yeah.
Let's give you nauseous, because what's happening is when your brain is telling you that your body's moving, but your body's not, a part of your brain goes, oh, fuck, you ate poison. Make him throw up. And that's why you get nauseous.
That's why I get
He
sick.
assumes you're hallucinating.
Yeah.
Is that why I get sick whenever somebody pulls into a parking space next to me while I'm parked and I'm still in the driving seat?
Yeah, that's
Maybe.
part of it.
Yeah.
That's
It's your
also why you
brain
get
going, oh my
sick.
God.
It's also why you get sick if you-
back to the Shadowrun thing. You can't convince me Jeff has not made an expected mage that could do decking. Jeff,
What was that?
you can't convince me Jeff hasn't made an expected mage or a physical adept that can do decking.
Oh yeah, of course I have. The only difference is their essence goes down because you gotta have a data jack. So their essence goes down by 0.5 if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's pretty low.
Which is not that bad of a deal.
Fairly cheap.
Yeah. And you can still like do cast spells and stuff up to like, as long as you got essence, you can still cast spells.
So there you go.
That's how you make a decking mage.
And
In
then
shape.
A decking shaman.
yeah, a decking shaman. It also gives you 0.5 essence to work with if you want to buy BioWare, which I'm sure Jeff would.
Yes, of course.
I hate that I know so much about that game still. And I don't even know much about it now. Like I know a good bit about 3rd edition Shadowrun, and they're up to like 5th, 6th, something like that.
Yeah, I think I was in there during 2nd edition. Shadowrun.
All right, let's do the game they were here for. Jesus Christ.
No. Let's
Okay.
sidetrack this again for another hour and a half.
I mean, if you want to, I'll just go get more drinks. Shit.
But you brought the whole bar with you. We've discussed this already. Look down, Terrence. Your feet are surrounded by bottles.
I moved those last week. They're gone.
No, the new bottles.
Well, I mean, there's a few of them, but they're not as much as. The point is, there's way more rum in the kitchen. There's always more rum in the kitchen. And speaking of rum, let me just put a good word for Blackheart rum, a cheap rum that actually tastes good. It's better than Captain. I don't care what anyone says. And it's got a sexier, logo person. There you go.
I don't know. Captain Morgan's pretty sexy.
Yeah, but if you're straight and a dude, you want Blackheart rum because it has a sexy pirate lady. She would make a much better tattoo than Captain Morgan.
Maybe I just admire Captain Morgan.
Okay,
Anyway,
whatever.
I'm sorry. I'm not meaning to do this. Let's go. Let's play the game.
Whatever, gay wad. Anyway, after you guys step out of the farmhouse area and back onto the road, the day, quote unquote day here, has brightened enough that you can now see a good ways off into the distance, and at the very edge of your vision, you see that there is a black edificed city in the far distance, jutting up into the gray skies. Something that you can basically aim toward. You remember the red hooded figure from the campfire referencing that he had come from the city. And being that this is the only one you've seen, you're guessing this is it. Did somebody write down the piece of gear y'all guys got from the farmhouse area?
The Kingfisher brooch
Yeah, okay, cool.
was one of them.
That's it. Yeah, Kingfisher brooch, then there's the salts, and a ration each for each of you, basically, is what it came down to.
And a ration revitalizes your stamina.
Nice.
So yeah, you can take a break, revitalize your stamina, and consume your ration before you head up.
I will not.
Okay.
Well, I'm only down to 4 stamina out of 6. but we don't have time to rest to get our HP back.
You can, like I said, you have as much time as you think you need. Like, you guys are in a virtual world. You can sit here and rest. You can move on. You can eat your rest.
Who took the spirit salts?
Whoever. I just wrote it down. I'm not going to take it if somebody else can make better use of it.
I started off with 3 of them. That's the one that gives you stamina back, right?
Yeah, D4.
Yeah. So I don't need them.
You're our only spellcaster, aren't you?
Yeah, but I mean, you could use stamina for like all kinds of stuff, not just casting spells.
Yeah, there's a list of examples what you can use stamina for.
You use stamina for special maneuvers, all kind of things.
Extra targets, extra damage, extra move.
Like
how about this? Each of us take 1 spirit salt, then that don't have any spirit salts.
Yeah, smart.
Okay.
And then since I didn't get anything cool, I can just roll randomly on what other spell I get.
Yeah, sure.
I was totally talking out of my ass, but I'll do it.
I mean, I'll let you have a second spell. That's fine.
Yeah, I'll roll.
On
D20.
witchcraft spell is D20.
Yep. 8.
Eight.
Jinx. Oh, cool. Cast in reaction to an action that requires a roll. The target rolls a D4 instead of whatever they would have rolled. If it's an attack, 1 is still a critical failure.
Oh my god.
That's cool.
Oh my god, it's witch curse. It's witch hex all over again.
You can't get away from it.
I cannot get away.
Does anybody want that Kingfisher brooch to be able to catch arrows and shit?
I mean, sure. Nobody else wants it. I'll use it. How does it? What does it? What does it cost to use it?
A stamina point.
A stamina point.
I'll roll off for you.
But
Well, you can have it.
It doesn't take a roll to use. You just spend the stamina point.
Right.
But it doesn't take a slot also?
Yeah, it takes a gear.
Yeah, no thanks.
Gear slot.
Oh, it
I'm
takes
good.
a gear slot?
Yeah, it's a piece of gear.
Oh.
No, thank you.
Jeff, do you want it?
No.
Just wearing heavy armor.
I'm kind of saving up to get it like a 2-handed sword.
We'll sell it to the vendor if we get a chance.
And the brooch allows you to reaction to catch arrows? Is that, am I remembering that
You
right?
spend the stamina and you can catch something that's thrown at you.
25. Yeah, spend 1 stamina to snatch a visible item, even to catch a projectile. No, it does. Yeah, it lets you it basically lets you steal items from people or catch projectiles.
I'll take it. I'll roll for it.
You can have it.
No, I'll roll for it, Jeff.
All right, they're rolling off.
Roll D20.
Yeah.
You reset.
Oh, cracked die.
I rolled an 8.
Then it's mine. I got a 17.
Okay.
Sure, liar. Anyway.
I mean, it takes up a stamina spot to or it takes up a stamina to wear it, right? Yeah.
No, we believe you. We believe you. It's fine.
He didn't want it to begin with.
No, I thought it'd be kind of cool to steal somebody's 2-handed sword.
Onward to the city.
Heading to the city, off to see the city. As you guys head down the road, you pass more of these abandoned and blasted farmhouses, but eventually the landscape changes. Everything becomes more uprooted and just basically it looks like someone has taken an enormous plow and furrowed up massive chunks of the landscape. There are many fortification walls as you progress forward, and the road peters out entirely, and you realize that you are on the edge of a massive battlefield. There are trenches everywhere. There is coiled barbed wire. They're blasted chunks of wood that have been sharpened and pointed outward as if to be prepared to intercept charges from mounted men. It's a strange hodgepodge of French and sort of medieval warfare fields. A lot of things are smoldering, but not burning. And of course, there's the stink of bodies. There are bodies everywhere, most of them in advanced states of decay. All of their banners are torn and tattered. All their tabards are soaked through with blood. You can't tell who was who. And it mostly appears to be like your standard basic fantasy races: elf, dwarf, human, gnome. The kind of species that you associate with coming from the Absalon Station region. There is a narrow, twisting path through all this no man's land, and a lot of it sort of cuts through like fallen timbers, shattered little bridges made across the deep trenches where troops once lived and now lay rotting. In the distance, however, you see that there is one little area on the horizon nearby. It seems to be just a circle of tents that are still standing, some banners still flapping, albeit raggedly in the wind. And the place is sort of surrounded by a smoky, foggy mist, but you can see movement up around it. There are men patrolling around the area with the tents.
Move forward.
Okay. You head forward toward it, basically moving your way through the fields until finally you get to the edge of the encampment. And the encampment seems to be entirely dug out all around, as if it's like a very long, wide trench, entirely around the circle of tents, of which there appear to be about 6. You hear people talking to each other in low murmurs as you step to the edge of a little wooden bridge that leads across the trench to the encampment itself. And out of the smoke and the fog that seems to surround it, you hear, "Halt! Who goes there?"
Fireball.
"All right, Mr. Fireball, what are you doing?"
Crimson the King. I mean, if this is a video game, then yeah, we should just murder fuck, right? What are we doing in this
hobo?
What are we doing in this video game anyway?
We're looking for Al.
Looking for the soul of our friend to gather information.
Well, we've been spotted. Let's just say, hey, here we are. That's what I'll do.
All right.
The Crimson King is here.
A person steps out of the shadows or out of the smoke and the mist. He's carrying a big, heavy crossbow, and he's wearing a green tunic. King of what exactly? I mean, like the color? Is that a place?
I suppose they've got ChatGPT doing the responses for the NPCs in this game.
What are you talking about? Are you a madman?
Do you know where Al is?
Al? He looks to the rest of you. Is like, is this person okay?
No.
What side be with you?
Ours.
The figure in the green tunic and the metal helmet with the big crossbow looks as like, that's pretty vague. Not gonna lie.
But it is the truth.
We have no part in whatever war you're waging currently.
Everyone has a part in this war. He says, but you haven't shot at me yet, so if you need to get past or talk to my superior, come across.
Thank you.
He steps aside and lets you guys across. Who's going first?
I'll go across.
All right. As you step across Grimjex, you hear two voices kind of like what they sound like is on the surface like arguing, but not really. It sounds like they're just rehashing shit they've talked about over and over again. One of them says, no, we can't approach it from that way. There's no way anyone would let us through. Like, the whole army here. We've got the whole army with us. The other one says, whole army? Let's be honest here. You're not going to get you're not going to get anywhere with this group of men. And you look around and you realize that given the two separate colors of the tents here, that the entire war has boiled down to this one encampment where both armies are posted right next to each other and arguing over a map in the center on a table. A rather regal-looking commander in green clothes is arguing with a drow dressed in spidery black armor. The man in the regal green outfit turns and says, reinforcements. Ha ha ha, just as I thought. Come in, my boy. Suit up. Let's get ready. We're going to finish this once and for all.
Finish what exactly?
The war.
Oh yeah, we don't care about that. We're here for Al.
Al. I don't know any Al.
Fireball.
You see the drow on the other side says, aha, no, those are our reinforcements. Come, brother. Come to our side. We'll finish these rubes off once and for all, and we can get back to our nice, comfortable lives in the service of the alchemist.
Oh, God damn it. Are we stuck in one of those...
The service of the alchemist. Where is your alchemist?
The city, of course. See, look what they send us. These raw recruits, so ignorant. Yeah, I bet you're straight from the slums, aren't you?
That's who we're here to see, the alchemist.
Well, if you want to see the alchemist, we have to finish this war.
And what is our pay for this assistance?
Well, I assume you've taken the king's shilling, says the man in green. Seeing how you're my troops, so you'll get, of course, room and board and armor, a uniform, weapons, and, of course, a signing bonus to be deferred until after the war.
Just out of curiosity, I gesture. The end of the war would be if this one falls, or if that one falls, pointing between the drow and the general.
They both say, yes, of course.
Fireball!
Are you fireballing for real?
Yeah, when he goes to stab, I'll go to fireball.
Yeah, I'm stabbing the general.
Okay, you're stabbing the general in the green tunic or the drow general?
The general in the green tunic, because the drow is working for the alchemist. That's who we're here to see.
All right.
Hopefully.
Yeah. This is a lot to hang our hats on, but
yeah, I don't want to get stuck in that really long Skyrim Civil War quest line. So let's just
no.
Another camp needs you to destroy it. Oh, God damn it.
Another camp of 25 men needs you destroy, or we'll never get this war out of the way.
Yeah.
If there was ever a way to like murder both of them when they came to the summit, just to end it in Skyrim, I would have.
All right. What was I gonna say? Oh yes. So let me do an initiative, I guess, since you guys are attacking. But who is moving first?
I am.
No. I mean, out of the two that
that's
decided to initiate.
Dirty. I would.
No. Is it not everybody initiative? Are you not asking who goes before the thing and who goes after?
Oh yeah. You're right. My bad.
Yeah, well then I would go before it.
All right.
I rolled a 9.
Who else is 15 up?
I am 23.
All right.
Natural
19.
So, and what did you get, Jeff?
A 9.
A 9. All right. So you'll be after everyone. Okay.
As he looks on in horror as we just skip the cutscene.
I worked so hard on the dialogue options. Yeah, well, fuck you, Quentin Tarantino, and you goddamn foot fetish. We're just trying to kill this boss.
All right, Geist, Weep, or Valgorth, who's acting first?
I'll stab him to kick things off.
All right, give it a stab.
As I'm like the sneaky one, I figure I'd be the quickest with my cracked die. 15 plus, so natural 19.
15 plus natural 19.
Dirty 19.
All right, 19 will hit.
And I'm not going to spend a stamina to double my damage. I should have done that beforehand.
Okay.
Max damage, though, of 6.
6 damage. All right. Your dagger pierces the general's back.
And I will use my 3 times per ever. He has to give me a save against my poison.
Okay. Let's see.
I don't know what that is. Like
Generally, if it's a static effect, the DC is 15, which he did not make.
Yeah, that's ongoing D6 damage.
All right.
I don't even know.
It's a cry of pain. It's an ambush, boys!
I'm not sure if those were finger guns or if you just had weird 80s nipples.
Yeah, I have no idea either.
It's a
We've
shame
Stever Val.
nobody could
Who's
see
next?
that.
Go
ahead.
Val.
What'd you say?
He said,
Keep
"Go
or Val.
ahead."
Who's next?
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I will battle axe it up. That is a 20 against
The general?
battle axing it up.
Against the general?
Yeah.
Okay.
Boost.
All right, yeah, then that is a hit.
Cool.
You are drunk.
That is 4 damage.
I don't know. I'm not
From
sure.
my battle axe.
4 damage. All right.
Mhm.
I'm not 100% sure which side she's going to take at any given moment. You know how fickle the ladies are.
Sexist.
Valgorth, what are you doing?
I'm going to fight somebody else just to show you that men can also be fickle. You sexist bitch.
All right, there's also a crossbow guy who escorted you here. That's the only other soldier you see for this side.
No, I mean, if the general's still standing, I'm going to fire fist him.
Okay. Sounds dirty.
Let the poison do its work.
I spend a stamina to do the spell, and I'm going to spend a stamina to give myself advantage.
All right.
Because I let both of them attack first. He doesn't see little old shadowy Ember Cloak coming up from behind to punch him in the back of the head with a handful of flames.
Right.
I'm hoping the dice gods will like my description.
Flame punch.
That's a 3
To hit.
and a 20 because I'm using my charisma. A 22.
What?
Advantage.
All right. Yeah, I didn't make that.
All right.
Thought I
Come
had
on.
a good one.
Oh, D6. Max damage. 6
Max?
fire damage.
6 fire
Nice.
damage. The general cries out. Meanwhile, behind you guys.
Are I still alive?
Yeah, of course, still alive. He's a general.
I move away.
You don't get to be general by being a cheap, shitty asshole.
Yeah, and then I move away.
All right. The general cries out to his men, "Come to me! We're being ambushed! It's a trap! This is the final battle, men! Ah!" And he pulls out his two-handed sword and swings at the nearest person, who is, I guess, Weepskeep or Geist, right?
One of us
Ah.
two.
Oh, even or odd, Frakes.
Odd,
Okay, so you're odd, and you're the one who gets hit.
of course.
Or rather, you're the one who gets swung on. Let's not be. I got a 21.
Ooh, I got a 20.
All right, that is a hit.
Bastard.
Or 4 actual 4 damage.
God.
Meanwhile, crossbow guy.
Oh God! Ow! Oh, that hurt a lot.
Crossbow guy takes aim at you, Valgorth. Give me a save, an armor save.
I'm gonna spend a stamina to snatch the arrow out of the air.
Okay.
Nice, nice.
All right.
Well,
He's been-
save that until you learn that you missed the armor save.
Oh, yeah, I guess that would make more sense. Ah!
You're trying to beat a 12.
I'm gonna spend a stamina to snatch the arrow out of the air.
All right. It's been a stamina snatching the bolts out of the air just before it hits you.
It was an 8 on my armor save, by the way. So yeah, definitely gonna spend that stamina.
You hear sounds in the mist behind you as the Drow general orders his men, "Take them all! We've got the advantage, boys! Finally, our numbers have out!" Blah 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 blah. And you hear the sounds of blades being whipped around, clashing, and you hear the sounds of like little crossbows going off. But you can only see like shadowy movements through the fog that permeates this area. Geist. Oh, sorry, not Geist. Grimjacks.
So the general's still up.
Yes, he is still up, as well as the crossbowman.
But the general is poisoned.
He is
Remind
poisoned.
everybody.
Okay.
One of my 3 per day, so don't make me waste it.
I don't think that's 3, but I think you have 3 poisons.
Yeah, you just have 3 doses, period.
I have to get some more.
Yeah.
Attacking the crossbowman.
Alrighty.
I wanted to go after the general, but certain people want to use their poison.
Just makes sense.
Roll your to hit, man.
16 plus
Oh, that is
4,
definitely
20.
definitely a hit.
D8. 2 points of damage.
2 points. He's still up.
Of course.
That brings us to the before the bad guys. Keeping the same order, I guess, if you guys want to, unless you guys want to readjust.
No, that's
Fine with
fine.
me.
All right, guys, Mager, go ahead and roll your poison damage and do your thing.
I will roll my poison damage. Another 6.
All right.
Does he drop?
No.
Well, then I'll stab him again.
Okay.
Spending a stamina to give myself Double damage. Or advantage. Advantage.
All right. I have an 18. What do you got?
I have a 19. I'm
Jesus.
so glad I did advantage. And that's 3 damage.
Okay. 3 damage. Still up though. Weepscape.
Is the I know I'm right beside the general, but how far away is the crossbow by? Could I maybe hit him also?
Yeah, you can move and hit him.
No, I mean like could I hit them both if I did
No.
extra targets? Okay. Well then, I'm just gonna go for the general since that's
Alright.
where I'm at. 18 against.
All right. Yes.
Lovely.
Jackson, you're upset
And
when you kill his friend.
7 damage.
Okay. 7 damage is what you need to put him down. The general screams as you separate his head from his shoulders. His curly mustache twirls through the air along with the rest of his head and lands into the shadows behind him. His body wavers for a moment, then collapses to his knees and falls forward.
Huzzah! I light the arrow on fire and throw it back at the guy that threw it at me.
Throw it. All right, we'll make a ranged attack.
Well, that's
This is a
stamina to
D4
cast.
dart attack.
Oh, the lighting it on fire was just the
Wait,
flavor. I'm still just throwing a fireball.
Oh, okay.
Don't take my damage away.
All right.
Spend a stamina on that, and then I think I'll spend the stamina on the advantage again.
All right.
well, since you were going to give him a D4, if he's adding the fire to it, can he add a D4 to his damage?
I'll say yeah. If you hit, sure. You can
All
have
right.
D4 and D6.
I'm assuming you've already rolled incredibly high to give.
I've gotten fairly high, but there's a good chance you might
to
get.
throw that if you hit in there. Glad I did advantage because one of those was a natural 1. 16.
16. That is a tie. I guess ties go to the attacker. So to the PC.
Yeah.
Aha, Sharad, you are.
Ha-ha. How about
All
a little
right.
taste of your own medicine for a total of 7 damage?
7 damage. He's still hanging on. We're at the general who is dead, and the crossbowman who turns his ire on you, Valgorth. Both roll to protect.
I've still got this brooch, you dummy, and 1 stamina left.
Well, you better roll.
Yeah, I'm rolling. An 18 for a 19. 9 plus 1
Damn it! Yeah, he misses you.
it.
I suck today.
I've rolled an 18 4 times with this character. I'm pretty stoked with my witch, Crimson King, which is an actual witch that I named in Dark Souls 3 that used fire magic and whips to kill people. It's a fun build.
Nice.
Kinky. Your go, Grimjacks.
Go after the crossbowman.
All right. Go ahead.
Let's see.
You beat a 13.
Yes.
Okay, then you hit him.
It was a 16 total. Roll 12. Okay. D8. 5 points damage.
5 points. All right. You finish the crossbowman off. And he falls down in disbelief. He's like, "Oh, how could we have lost? We were so close." And behind you, you guys hear the battle finish slacking off, and finally you hear a whoop of celebration from the Drow general. Ha ha! We did it! We did it! The war is won, boys! The war is won! Suddenly, a gust of wind clears away all the smoke and mist, and you see that the boys he's talking to is just you four and him. The rest of the soldiers now lie dead, having killed each other all off.
I'm gonna go slurping up some souls.
Yes, there is a good deal of souls out here. Let's roll some soul damage.
Quick question. Is it possible to harvest the blood from the poison general and distill that back down to get another dose of poison?
That's a bit of work, but yeah, I assume it might be, yeah.
It was mostly a joke. I'm actually just going to I'm going to grab up that two-handed greatsword and keep that.
What? I'd stab him.
I knew you would get all upset about that.
You find 200 souls amongst the dead.
Ooh.
50 each.
And an addition, and the general, as he's picking over the dead man, he's like, well, take what you want, take what booty you want, dress yourself accordingly. We're going to march into the city victorious after so many years for the alchemist. Huzzah!
What kind of armor did the general wear?
The general had he had the +3. What is it called?
Brigandine?
Yeah.
Brigandine.
+3 Brigandine. And he had a two-hander.
I am going to grab the great sword.
There's also the crossbow, which is a D8 weapon that takes up 3 slots.
Ooh. I like my daggers.
Let's see.
Are there any extra daggers?
No, there's plenty of daggers about. Like all these soldiers seem to have a boot dagger or a dagger on their belts. Like this is a fully equipped army for the most part. Only if you tally both sides, it might have came down to 20 men, counting the living.
I think I just want one more to. Yeah, just one more so that I have one to throw if necessary.
Anything else there?
The general says, and you'll not go unrewarded. I'm sure the alchemist will give you plenty of awesome rewards for coming home victorious after so many years this campaign has been. Everyone give me a D50 roll, as he says, but I'm going to give you something from my personal stash.
What the fuck is a D50?
All right.
300 divided in 2.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
Or a
It's dumb
D5.
question, and I apologize for this one.
You should feel bad, 'cause
007. That's just 7, right?
Let's see, half of that. 1, 2. That's a 4.
19 total.
Which is the ring of the Ghost Watcher.
Ooh.
Are we rounding down, or rounding up?
It's like odd even is 1, odd even is 2, odd even.
Yeah,
Okay.
7 and 8 would be 4.
Yeah.
So I got 21, which would be 11.
Yeah.
Or 10.
11.
It'll be 11.
All right.
What'd you get? You got, like I said, Mahogany, you got the ring of the Ghost Watcher. You appear translucent while wearing it.
Nice.
You get the Ash Wand, Frakes. When used to cast a wizardry spell, add the S spent in casting to your next save roll.
Oh. Well, that's useless. I throw
That's
it away.
useless for you.
Yeah.
What'd you get, Tugger?
a figurine that fits in the palm of your hand. Toss it at the ground to transform it into a real ornery pig with 1 hit die, D4 damage. And it has, with no particular attachment to you, transforms
Jade
back
pig.
to a jade if lowered to 0 hit points.
Right.
I got a jade pig.
I'll trade you my wand for that jade pig.
What's your
All right.
wand?
Whatever you spend on a spell, you add that to your next save, like your attack save or your defense save.
And when you whatever number you spend on this, whatever stamina you spend on a spell, you add that number to your next.
That's kind of cool.
Unless you want your jade pig. That
What did
might
you
turn
get,
on you.
Jeff?
19.
Golden fruit. Eat to clear decay and reset deaths to 0.
Oh,
Nice. Ah,
Unless the marauder wants the pig, and
Ghost
I can
catcher.
take that translucent ring.
the drow general begins packing his things, and he's like, "Well, I think we ate all the horses, so we're probably going to have to hoof it to the city. Luckily, I have you, troops."
Yeah, I'll take my hood off and show myself to be a drow.
Right. He says, "Yes, gather the banners, gather the trunks, gather the booty. We should be taking it all to the alchemist."
I'll trade you, Franks. You can have my pig.
All right.
What number did you have?
I had
11.
11.
Ash one. Oh no, that's for wizardy spells.
Was that not the same
Wizardy.
thing?
That's what
No.
it says. Wizardy.
It says wizardry, but
No, it's wizardy. Never mind. I'm keeping my pig.
yeah.
All right.
Well,
Um,
shit. I'll trade the wizardy spells to the alchemist for poison.
There you go.
All right. The general hands off a scroll to you and says, to you, Valgorth, and says, I had this in case of emergencies. Lash those trunks to those corpses. We'll have some pack animals in no time."
Are you saying you need my ornery pig?
No, I need you to use these scrolls.
Oh.
Right.
Ah.
Bring about some undead.
He
Okay.
lashes several trunks to the bodies of some soldiers that he just picks at random. Some of the other teams. Any of them that look big and sturdy and not too dismembered. Give me a charisma check. Or save.
Ugh. Whoop. Stay on the table. Oh, that's a 10.
A 10. The scroll doesn't seem to want to work for you. The general is like, worthless. Fine.
Oh, they spelled wizardy wrong.
He's like, fine, we'll have to bury the booty and come back later. Gather some shovels.
There's no one else here. I think we'll be fine.
You don't know if any scavengers or highwaymen are going to come around.
Hi, women.
Highwaymen.
Hi, women. They're just really tall.
He begins basically barking orders at you guys to try and bury this treasure so you can come back for it later. What are you guys doing?
Fireball. No. I've only got
We'll
one
just-
stamina left. No, thank you.
We'll just throw a bunch of corpses over the top of it.
That's a good idea. Yes, nobody will dig through that. Unless
Yeah.
some kind of pervert.
Naked corpses. We'll strip them of their armor.
Yes, that'll keep the perverts away.
Yes, yes.
You can see the front of my robe lift a little.
Gross. You guys have dark sexual fantasies, and it's gross.
You have no fucking room to talk.
My shit's not dark. Mine is wholesome. It's just
Which is
Gross.
worse. It's so much worse than it's wholesome.
mine's all about love and shit.
Oh.
Just a little naked cuddling. Why is that so wrong?
Yeah.
All right, suddenly I have to pee real bad, so hold on one sec.
Also, wouldn't mind a quick pee.
Are we still going?
Yeah, we're still going.
Yep.
I need to go get those wings off the grill.
Well, let's pause it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be back after a brief word from our sponsor. It's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride when you're already there.
Hey,
Oh, you're getting good. You're getting just as good at lyrics as Kevin.
I mean, at least they were accurate. They just
No, they
didn't
weren't.
sound good.
No, they weren't accurate. That was the problem.
No, they were accurate. I
We're
don't know
not
song y'all
accurate.
remember it, but
I know. I remember the song because I had the goddamn CD. I mean, my sister had the CD.
it's not a free ride when you're already there.
when you
No,
already
when
paid,
you're
Already
already
paid.
paid.
because that rhymes.
It's the good advice that you just can't take.
Take.
It's a bad rhyme, but that's what the rhyme is supposed to be.
Oh,
It's a slant
yeah.
rhyme.
It's a
I guess for me, growing up in a town where taxis didn't exist, a free ride when you've already paid didn't make sense.
Well, you ever had to ask gas or grass, Alana style?
Yeah, I did.
Let me guess, you chose ass every time.
Every time. And they were like, just sit in the back. But my butthole's right here.
it's, right in the, it's right in the middle of my long back.
A long ass back.
Yeah. I don't have any butt cheeks.
All right, so we were strapping dead corpses on
I'm not even
top
sure
of
if Jeff's
booty.
here. Josh.
Well, we're here.
Okay, good. All right, go on.
You didn't hear his backup vocals on my Alanis Morissette tape?
No.
You just gave away when the last time you listened to Alanis Morissette. Your Alanis Morissette tape is what you said.
Look, I'm basically 40. Everything's a tape. I still say I listen to books on tape, and I haven't owned a book on tape in 20 years.
I'm older than you and I don't use that.
I don't know. It's just
I only ever use tape when I say mixtape. That's it.
I did have a tape deck I still have a tape deck in my car, so it's not forgotten technology to me yet.
Yeah, we buried some booty under some naked corpses, and we're trucking off into the city.
Yeah, all right. So as the general takes the lead and begins taking you towards the city, he begins telling you stories like, I used to play it safe. I was afraid to fly. I packed my suitcase and kissed my kids goodbye. I waited my whole damn life to take that flight. And as the plane crashed down, I thought, well, isn't this nice? And isn't it ironic? Don't you think?
A little too ironic.
So the general's name is now Morissette.
Yeah, the more General Morissette.
Let me put this in my notes.
Yeah.
Episode 2.16, Frank's commercial about car chase songs, and we sing Alanis Morissette. I'm totally on board with this story.
Oh my god. All right, so yeah. The general begins leading you across the decaying battlefield towards the city. He doesn't seem to be even able to rest. He talks about the glorious conquests, the battles that he fought here, telling about all his victories and defeats as he points them out along the way. A guided tour through a hellish battlescape. And as you're heading along and being basically just bombarded with words, like eventually his words stop making sense to you. It just becomes kind of word salad with a military bent, as if he's run out of things to say and is just cycling through the words he has already said at random, pointing at things, random things, the sky, the ground, his boots, your face. until finally he just stops. And you see him sort of like glitch out. His body becomes kind of pixelated. And he disappears, leaving behind his banner of victory. And what appears to be a suit of general's garb. Leaving you guys at the edge of the battlefield. And in the far distance behind you, you hear a voice shout again. To arms, men! To arms!
Ah, we have cycled through.
At the edge of the battle, at the edge of the battlefield, you find a road picking up where the old one left off in a similar state. And sitting next to it is an old man. He is holding a tin cup. Souls for the soulless.
I'll give him 7 souls.
Okay. You put the 7 souls in his cup. They glow briefly for a moment. The man holds the cup close to him. He's like, thank you, bless you, dear man, dear sir, dear woman, dear whoever. And you realize his milky eyes, he cannot see, are staring kind of past you. He turns his face down toward the soul and begins fiddling with him with his fingers and pulling them out into his fist, and you see him hold them to his chest. And you see him grow younger, stouter, more vigorous and youthful. And when you realize when he stands up that he's not real tall at all, maybe about 4'9", and he's got a pretty thick beard. Oh, thank you so much. I've been starving here beside the road.
My good friend. What's your name?
Hello. Well, what can I do for you?
Just asking your name.
I used to remember it.
Wouldn't rhyme with AL, would it? Like Al?
Oh, no. I wish I had an AL. Glug, glug. You know what I mean? No, I'm kidding. Ow. Might be. Seems familiar. I've heard the name before. Definitely. That is as good a name as any. You can call me Al if you like.
Well, where are you from, Al? Where are you from?
I think I'm from the city. He looks off in the distance toward the city. Though that doesn't make any sense. The city of death no one is from. It's the city of death.
What do you know about the surrounding area?
Well, there's a war zone that way, and there's the city of death that way, and he looks off to either side, says, almost nothing, really. I know nothing. This whole place seems real familiar, but in a, like a different way, you know? He scratches his beard.
As if you had forgotten.
Yeah. Like it's a bad dream, you know?
So does it look like the souls that he got actually helped him, besides just growing younger? Did it seem like it helped him remember?
It immediately helped his vision. He clearly can see now. And he's like, you know, you folks look uncanny, like also something I kind of half remember.
I give him
souls help you.
I give him 50 souls.
He's like, whoa, that's very generous of you. He's like, I hate to use them up in such a way, but you see them absorbing into his hand as you drop them down there. And you see him grow younger still, and he looks more and more like a sort of a youthful, middle-aged dwarf, or like a younger dwarf He's like, oh, yeah, I remember now. There was the alchemist. He lives in the city of
He has
something.
50 more.
Well, all right, you're awful generous. He says, taking the city of death, alchemist. Yes, yes. Okay, the alchemist. Strange red-skinned fellow, horns, very frightening. Over here, he points to the war zone. He was having a war with some sort of local people. The ruler of Emerald Hill. Yes, Emerald Hill. Oh, it's a beautiful city, beautiful city. Gone now, of course. Only the city of death.
Name. No.
Hmm?
You remember
Al.
your name now.
Yes, it's Al. No, it's not Al. It's something else.
Allegor. Your name.
Yes,
You're saying
yes.
you remember your name?
It could be. Gosh, that's so. Yes, you're right. That is my name, Allegor. How could I have forgotten it? What a strange world this is, where you can just forget your name.
You remember the name Marcus.
Marcus. I feel like I had a friend named Marcus.
Perhaps
Long time
it
ago.
was pronounced Meowkers.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Meowkus? It's hard to say Marcus with a meow in it.
Meowkus.
No, there
Marcus?
are no cats here. Not anymore. Not since the alchemist took control. Oh, yes. Wicked man.
So, is there anything, now that you got some of your memories back, do you have recollection of a special place where you would keep secrets? Because you remind me of a good friend of ours.
Do I?
Yes, you do. That's why I gave you the souls, because that memory seems to have dredged up a generosity within my soul.
He thinks for a moment. He's like, I mean, if you want to keep anything in this world, he points to the devastation around him. You definitely have to hide it from people. I know where I would hide something had I something to hide.
Would you mind showing us?
It would be under the nose of the person looking for it. That's right. I'd hide it, he points, in the city. Maybe even in the throne room itself. Yes. The problem is with people and their things is that once they have a thing, it's their thing, and they don't think about it much anymore. Especially if they think it's secure, and they're secure, and their throne, seat of power, something. No, there's something else. I don't know, but yes, that's where I'd hide it. I'd hide it
in their tower.
Oh, yes. Oh, the bridge over the chasm. Yes, that's right. The Alchemist's Tower. He rules everything from there. An old, terrible, strange fortification that this city just sort of sprung up around, using the base timbers of the woods with it. Yes. It was such a long time ago. So many times around the cycle. So many times.
Would you mind just joining us for that memory's sake?
Well, I don't have anything better to do. He throws his tin cup away.
Yeah.
Sure. I don't suppose you have a weapon. It's pretty dangerous in the city.
I will hand him my cross-hilt sword and a shield.
Hey, now I feel like we're ready to go. Lead on.
Real quick, the general that disappeared, you said he left behind his general's garb. What was that?
That was the same kind of brigantine as the other general.
Offer him that.
He says, well, it's a little tall for me, but I think I can just, he begins putting on. He's like, oh, it fits way much better than I thought. And it fits perfectly once he puts it on. Odd. How odd.
It looks like it was made for you.
Yes. Yes, maybe. Let's go.
Yes, let's go to the chasm. Just realized that I said that exactly like Christopher Walken. Let's go to the chasm.
Let's go to the castle.
Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Foo Fighters.
Fight as a foe. We're going to take a rest first, right? So I can have more than one stamina before we go into this.
Yeah. We should definitely rest first.
Well, the dwarf says, as I recall, there's an encampment up there. Fireplace and everything. Probably abandoned. No one comes out of the city once they go in. Not that I remember. Except for that.
I like the term probably abandoned.
Yeah.
Up to you, of course.
That sounds good to me.
Wonderful. You guys travel a short way away from the battlefield, and it almost fades into the distance much more quickly than you thought. You look over your shoulder one time, and you can still see it pretty clearly, but minutes later when you look over your shoulder, it just looks like a foggy field. And beyond that, minutes after that, you can't see any of it at all, just the road behind you. And the campsite ahead of you. The campsite, it looks like much like the one you found in the woods, except for that it has a few abandoned, smashed carts around it. But there is a fire burning, despite there being no one there.
Warm my body, go up to the fire, and warm my soul.
Okay. You warm your body, and suddenly you hear, faster, come on. As you see the hound pulling the peddler's cart, and the peddler pulling up behind him on top of it. Oh, greetings, friend. You made it this far. Come in.
Welcome back.
He slides off the top, and he bids the hound away from his goods. Have you collected any souls you might need to spend?
A few.
What you got?
He says, that really comes down to what you're looking for. I have all sorts of things, goods and gear, gadgets and whatnot. Basic survival necessities, and of course, he slaps a trunk. He's like, this baby here can hold so many secrets.
Had to give that slap first, like a used car salesman.
I'll actually show him my golden fruit and say,
Go, Jeff, calm down.
my banana.
No, it's more of a bronze color.
Feels like golden fruit.
You see the one eye,
Yeah.
you see the one eye under the hood that you can see grow wide with excitement. He's like, that is a rare item indeed.
What could that be worthy of?
Says, I'll give you an even trade on many a thing. And suddenly you see in your HUD a list open up. Like the world around you kind of freezes as you begin to scroll through a list. And it's basically like the magic goods list in the back of the book.
Okay.
I go up to the peddler with my wand of ash. Oh, damn it, Jeff's Grimjack, stop talking to him. I want to interact now.
He can interact with you as well. He's like, what? And what have you, friend?
The wand of ash.
That's
Yes,
very
ash wand.
That's a very specific thing for a very specific person, and I'm guessing you're not it.
I
But
am
perhaps
not
we can
it.
find an even trade for you. And you see the same menu open up for you as well.
Poison. All the poisons that I can get.
All right, you want poisons? Then a different menu opens up.
Or
The alchemy menu and spellcasting.
Can I trade my jade pig for anything?
You
On
can
the
trade.
magic items table?
Yeah.
Same with my translucence.
Sure. You guys
Ghost
can
catcher
you can
ring?
each trade up one item.
I want to trade for a golden fruit.
Okay, well, there you go. Easy trade there.
This is tough. Do I want more poisons? How many poisons could I get for the ash wand?
The ash wand, I'm going to give you. Let's see. The ash wand is worth about. I'm going to say 500 souls worth. So 5 poisons doses.
5 poisons. Or I could get the Ring of the Wily Serpent, which, if I get rid of my armor, means I can defend using my dex.
I'll trade my golden fruit for a marble sepulcher.
Which number is that one? Sorry.
29.
Okay. I'm going to say that one's not on the list.
Yeah, I'm sure it isn't. I can min-max any game.
I'm gonna make these subject to veto. I'm gonna veto that one.
So I can't get the papery
Ooh.
armor that gives me a plus
I was
one
just looking at that. I was
Yeah.
like, ooh, maybe I want that instead.
That papery armor is good, but if anything hits it and causes the quality to go away, it breaks.
Oh, really?
It's only got a 1 quality.
Oh.
And most items start with 3.
I see. Well, never mind. Golden fruit it is. Because you only get as many deaths as your charisma, right?
Plus
Yeah.
10.
Plus 10.
Yeah.
Oh.
Charisma defense.
I've been easy on you, but next week it won't be so much.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the Ring of the Wily Serpent,
All right. Ring of the
And-
Wily Serpent, indeed.
which means I have to give up my armor.
Well, that could be traded up for basic normal goods.
Is there an armor that well, it won't matter at all because I'll be using my dex to defend instead of my armor roll to defend.
Let's see. Hooded leathers. What are they worth? Another armor, 60 souls. So you can get 60 souls for it, or with similar in trade.
Okay.
I get the dark river water, drink it, and erase all my memories, and it's like starting over again.
Great. The dark river water.
The cryptic prophecy is kind of fun.
Cryptic prophecy.
When an ally rolls a critical hit or maximum damage against the named enemy, you may utter, "Look, just as was foretold." The target dies. 1 use.
That is a
Iron
cryptic
key. Permanently lock or unlock any door. 1 use.
What is it, Key?
Iron key. Permanently lock or unlock a door. 1 use.
Just making any door just unable to be locked again. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
You're gonna piss off some random dude.
It's the coffee shop I don't like.
Oh no, and they were all inside. I can't get out now.
Ooh, I know what I'm going to take.
Okay.
The spacious satchel. I'm
Ah,
taking the Jeff item.
okay.
Can stow an impossible number of one slot or smaller items. Requires rooting around for several minutes with decent lighting to retrieve items.
I feel that's actually a good
Yeah.
drawback for that.
I was gonna say that sounds like every purse I've ever owned.
Mhm.
You get the spacious satchel variety of
It
purses.
doesn't matter how big or how small the purse is, I can lose anything inside of it. Just
Alright,
try
Jeff.
me.
Did you decide anything?
I'm kind of cross between. There's a couple things here. There's like silver wings,
Yeah,
Pretty
those are
good.
cool.
and then there was like Titan's key.
Yeah. Did you see that Demon Magister's gavel? 18.
18.
A massive hammer. D12 damage. 4 slots. Knocks down target on hit.
Oh no, I had not seen that.
Oh boy.
Ooh, hands of Saint Regulus. You cut your own hands off and put these. You do D8 on a punch.
There's also
With
the marble,
advantage against unholy.
the marble sepulcher, which contains 41,343 souls.
I did not-
Siphoning any makes mortal enemies of a holy order, dedicated to preserving souls from being traded or subsumed.
Not available.
Yeah, I already
Oh,
asked for that one.
Did you?
Yeah, that was one of the first things I asked for.
Oh, I should have known. I was reading and missed that. I got a bag of holding. So, yeah. Thanks for listening,
And-
everybody.
Phantasm larva looks pretty cool too.
Phantasm larva. Oh yeah. So while you guys are shopping, you see that there is a sudden activity. Those of you who are not like in the shopping menu, see there's sudden activity in the distance in the city. The city begins to sort of glow with a purplish, greenish light. Your newly acquired dwarf friend smiles and says, "Oh, looks like they heard word of the war being finished." How do I know that?
How do you know that?
He says, "It must be this uniform. I don't know. I feel pretty military in it." He looks toward the city in the distance and says, "We should get there, after we rest. I feel like there could be something really special waiting for us there. Something definitive." What does that mean?
I like definitive.
Something, and then suddenly you guys see everything kind of freeze. You can't move. You cannot interact with anything. Everything sort of takes on a sort of a low resolution quality, and you hear a voice cut through from the outside. "Hey, Alexander here. So funny story. I had somebody here that I was not expecting to be here. Like, they're on the guest list, but who bird dogs that all the time, right? Anyway, they see some stuff and they get some feedback and they do a little research, and I'm only hearing about this like fourth hand, but the point is, apparently one of you are highly sought after by a person of importance. That while I am influential on this planet, I am not untouchable. So if you can speed up whatever process you're doing, and I really hate to cut in like this, could you get it? Could you get it done? This is going to be a sticky wicket for me. All right, and suddenly everything resumes.
Going to get the demon's magistrate scablet.
Jeff picks up like nothing happened. All right, let's click the rest now button and get this done.
And I will do one more thing.
Sure.
Since I got that, I'm gonna the great sword. I'm gonna sell the great sword and also pick up a helmet.
All right.
Okay.
Everybody else got what they need?
I'm just still kind of torn between the golden fruit and the cryptic prophecy. I get 11 whole deaths. That's a lot of deaths.
A lot of deaths. And we're only going to be doing this this bit for like 2 more sessions. So,
Yeah, so I think I'm going to take the cryptic prophecy instead.
all right, cryptic prophecy instead.
What number is that?
That is number 13.
Of course, it is.
Ah,
Because the silver wings, like, would that add to the armor that I already have?
I believe, yeah, it functions a bit like a shield, right? Is that how we? How we
Worn
play it?
on back, they move on their own to deflect attacks. That's all
Yeah.
it says.
It gives
Okay.
you +2 armor, but it takes up 2 more slots.
Yeah, but I don't want any more slots taken. So yeah, cryptic prophecy it is.
All right.
Prophesize.
And you took the bag, right, Tooker?
Bag of holding. Yeah.
Bag of holding, and you got what'd you get, Rakes?
I got the Ring of the Wily Serpent, and while I carry only 1 slot items or lighter, I can defend using Dex.
Cool. All right. The peddler appears to be pleased with the trades he has made. He tells the hound to get his goods. They're gonna head out. He's got other trades to make. He's got deals to resolve. And in a short while, he is waving goodbye to you as he heads toward the city from where your camp is. You guys take a rest here, and the rest doesn't feel much like anything as far as time goes. If you just feel yourself sort of black out for a moment and then come back refreshed. And you see the city is, if anything, strangely closer. As if it's expanding, or the world is contracting. The dwarf owl says, "Are we ready?"
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Let's head on. And he begins moving toward the city. Assuming that you guys follow, we'll pick it up from there.
Hey,
Very
Right.
nice.
see you next Tuesday.
No, don't call
Jesus. Hey, that's rude.
Why was it rude?
You next Tuesday?
Hey, bye.